Welcome, everyone, to Shoot the Shit Saturday Night, presented by the Gorilla Position Network. I am the host with the most, the baddest man on the East Coast, the BBB, Jason Rumble. As always, I will let in order who has entered the studio tonight. We will talk. The big topic is Sasha Banks and Naomi basically walking out on the WWE. Where does everything lie? Where will things go? We'll talk some Monday Night Raw. We'll talk some Wednesday Night Dynamite. We may even throw the occasional NXT Tuesday comment in. And if anybody's watched Friday Night SmackDown, please, let's talk about it. If you're out there, send your comments in. We'd love to talk with the fans out there. So at this time, I'm going to bring in the APOC himself, the stiff one, Stiff Mike.
What's going on?
Because he is stiff and you're not.
You're not. That's right. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Nah, I was up on the bike today. Now I'm tired.
Yeah, what was the weather like in the New Hampshire area?
Hot as balls.
Oh, well, that's good.
It started off kind of like cloudy and misty.
Yeah.
And then two kids I work with, they wanted to go to a Harley dealership in Billerica. So we met up around 8:30, 9 o'clock and rode there. And then we went for a ride, stopped and got lunch, and then came home.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
Get to enjoy your day off. A shout out to Mr. Jefferson James. How you doing, Jeff? Go lay down and rest up your N1 and C3PO.
Yeah, go lay down like the broad that you are.
Next, I'm going to add to the mix as he's entered the studio, Mr. Adam Jack Pelly, otherwise known as Sidewalk Sam, your friendly neighborhood bum. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, man. Had to work today. There was a wedding at the church there yesterday, so I had to go in and work and got some Mary Brown's chicken, the famous Mary Brown's chicken for supper. So I'm all right, man. Watching some UFC. The game's about to come on. I'll catch the highlights in the morning, but go Celtics.
Yeah, I have the game simulcast as I am watching. The producer, the extraordinaire himself, Mr. Mickey Biggs. See, I like when the show opens with at least four of us. How we doing tonight, Mr. The benefactor, the producer, extraordinaire, Mickey Biggs?
What's going on, gentlemen? How's it going?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Living the dream.
Yep, there you go. So the hot topic of the week, why not just address the gorilla?
The biggest work in the business?
A lot of,
telling you, it's going to end up being a storyline. I'm not saying that it didn't actually happen, but for WWE to go to the lengths that they're going and shit on them and bring it up on SmackDown, it's a fucking work. I'm telling you now, I firmly believe it's going to be a storyline.
100% agree with you, and I think this is going to be the avenue that they use to put Naomi into the bloodline.
Same thing at Sasha Banks, going to go right along with her.
But what sense does Sasha Banks, or what connection does Sasha Banks have to being in the bloodline?
Doesn't matter. Sasha Banks is a better heel than she is a face.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to see storyline-wise. Wouldn't it be better if they just went along with the angle? And to a certain extent, like if you think about it, where we had heard voices or rumors that Sasha was being pinned by Naomi, and wouldn't it have been a little bit better that to prove her worth, to say the brother to the bloodline would have been to a turn on a close friend? Like, I get that.
I get that. I get it. But I do believe wholeheartedly that they really did throw all the titles down and walk out. And I do believe that it got smoothed over, and they're making this into a storyline.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
I like the way if they did make it to in the storyline, they generated more heat on themselves to be top heels with the bloodline.
oh God, yeah. But the thing
Yeah.
of it is though, for WWE, like usually when shit like that goes down, they don't even mention them anymore. They don't talk. They don't do nothing. They're all over it. All over it.
Every time
You
you
know.
turn around, it's all you
Yeah.
hear. It's something about Sasha Banks, Naomi. Sasha Banks, Naomi.
Yeah.
They got suspended
Yeah, when Jeff
indefinitely.
Hardy
This,
walked
that,
out,
the other thing.
Jeff Hardy walked out, they didn't mention any of it.
Nope. Not until they came to an agreement, and then they started mentioning it.
Yep.
So some clown on Twitter said, "Oh, well, they're, Sasha and Naomi's contracts are up this year." Wrong. They just re-signed them to another 3 years, the beginning of the year. Like, I hate people. I really do. Like, you guys know I hate people.
As you like to call him, the armchair booker.
You're lucky I even talk to you clowns on a weekly basis. Never mind.
Yeah, now that you say that, Mike, it's got to be a work because nobody in the WWE right now is bigger than the business. And for those
That's right.
guys walking out, makes them think like they're bigger than the business. So I like
Naomi's
the idea
contract, her contract was only worth 2 years. She has 9 months, and when she signed it, she's down to 9 months left. But I have my own, like, Mike is right, and everybody's right about the WWE usually doesn't put air their dirty laundry, so to speak.
No, they
okay?
don't. They never do. They ignore it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the funny part is the people who stop putting the race card into it. Like,
that was right away.
Yes. Oh, so let's make public knowledge, and let's bitch, moan, and complain over 2 African Americans when already there's enough negative heat in the world. You think Vince McMahon is really looking for that?
No,
they'd be hanging him and calling him Hitler right now. You know what I mean? No, it's just.
I am so sick of this society nowadays that as soon as something goes down and it's a person of another color, oh, that's racist. That's a racist. Shut the hell up with that crap. Business is business. And I don't really think that Vince is a racist person because look how many black African American champions that he's had in the past 3 years. Kofi Kingston, he's had Bobby Lashley. Ricochet right now is the Intercontinental Champion, which I guarantee he's going to lose out to Walter.
Yeah.
Following that storyline, and it makes sense because Walter has not been off his feet since he's come to SmackDown. So,
well, that makes SmackDown worth watching. I did not know. Oh, here he is himself. He's nicknamed himself tonight the Barn Cleaner. I'm actually glad that you're on the program tonight.
B, you're the one who gave me that nickname when you saw me with the bandana on at the barn.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
It's Bozo himself.
That's King Bozo.
Yeah, listen, do not throw my last name on him, please. Okay, I have enough bad luck. I don't need that. Okay.
And look, as always, his awesome, astute internet as he walks through the house.
So
I don't know what the hell's up with my internet.
Mike, just getting back to you for a sec, Mike, saying that it's all a work. It would have been kind of cool, but with the Usos getting all the tag belts now, if Sasha and Naomi would still had the women's tag belts and they all came together as the bloodline, they would have had all the gold. That would have been kind of cool.
So they're having a tournament for the women's tag titles. Mark my words that them two are going to interfere in that tournament and say they're still the real champions and take the belts.
And then go to the bloodline. That would be a great story. That's great writing. That's something Paul Heyman will write. That's something Paul Heyman will write.
You guys all saw how SmackDown ended last night, right?
Nope.
No. Fill us in, please.
Today, it was great.
It was unbelievable. That's what it means when you got something to fight for. And that's what it means, where it's going to be problematic in the other areas when there's no belts for anybody else to fight for on Raw.
Right. Yep. I agree with that.
That was intense. Like, you had children reacting. It was just awesome. That's the shit that I complain about. It's just like, more of this, please. Less of the corny. That's entertainment.
So to answer your question, Forbesy, that you put up about Triple H being okay, he's back to work full time at WWE.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Why? Why are you
I don't
concerned
know.
about
It just kind of felt like, okay, well, I'm leaving. We all heard the details of what happened to Triple H, and it was a lot more serious than we anticipated.
Right.
So
he's
obviously,
been cleared to go
I'm
back
very.
to work.
I think the irony there, though, is he's coming back and Stephanie's leaving now.
Yeah, but you also understand that her kids her daughters are now entering teenager and preteen status, so they probably need their mother a little bit more than they knew Triple H.
I'm just sensitive about heart issues, guys. You know what I mean?
No. Listen, I get it, but you had to be a clown and put that she's all elite just to be an asshole, right?
That was bait, bro.
It wasn't bait.
It was a bait. You just had to be.
It wasn't bait. You just had to do something stupid. I'm sorry, brother. I love you. It ain't bait. It's.
Did you think I really was insinuating that she was going to AEW?
No.
Yes, because you're an AEW clown.
Fucking internet.
Listen, I in a way I understand your bait, but it's stupid bait because then I have to waste 3 minutes of my time
to make you look dumber.
Explaining it to those people who think that your bait is realistic.
Yeah. That was the fun of my day.
I love Bieber and I feel bad for him, what he's going through, but some of the stuff he's been saying on Facebook is just getting out of hand. Like, seriously, brother, if you're watching this, keep your dirty laundry to yourself, man. Don't put it on Facebook. It ain't worth it.
Speaking of AEW, this MJF Wardlow thing, do you think they're doing too much? So when the match comes, they're gonna have to their match has got to blow it right out of the water, man.
So here's my take on the whole Wardlow and MJF.
How was that picture? Vanilla Ice?
Come on, I'm trying to get a thought out, you asshole. So if you notice, every feud that MJF has, people have to go through obstacles to get to MJF.
Yes.
Getting kind of boring now. You know what I mean? They did it with Jericho. Okay, I liked it. He did it with Punk. All right, I'll accept that. But now, seriously, come up with something different. You know what I mean?
I think it's just too much of a build-up. Their match is going to have to be 8-star match.
Honestly, I see it going. Wardlow's just going to job the shit out of he's just going to powerbomb him 10 million times and then pin him. And if they're building up Wardlow to be that monster, he can't bump for MJF. He can't.
No.
He's going to kill all the build-up and all the credibility that he has right now.
Forget about MJF going WWE. I want to see Wardlow in WWE.
They won't touch him.
Nope.
Why not?
Because they say, just like Brian Cage, he's too indie.
I haven't really seen him enough to call him too indie.
He's a 6-move wrestler.
Yeah.
So was it John Cena?
Well, John Cena also is probably got his head so far up McMahon's ass. Yeah. Oh, now we have echoes. It's great. Yay!
No way.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even say
the barn cleaner came back and now we got echoes.
Yeah, the barn cleaner.
Forward, get out.
Out.
I'll leave comments.
No.
No echo now.
No echo now.
Nope.
I'll leave comments.
You should be the echo whisperer. Never mind the barn cleaner.
I don't know. I can't understand what's wrong with the poor guy's internet.
Nah, he's probably got freaking dial-up and doesn't want to admit it.
Old school. He's got the
AOL. You've got mail.
You've got mail. Yes.
So, the whole Edge thing. Has anybody seen what he's been posting?
No.
No.
I got DOS. He's been posting different pictures of different, like Corey Graves. He's been posting. He first posted a picture of Ciampa on Twitter. Like you guys
Yeah.
aren't on Twitter as much as I am. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Ciampa. I'm kind of leaning towards now it's going to end up being Balor because they're putting a lot of juice behind Balor and AJ and now adding Liv Morgan to it. I got a feeling there's going to be a huge swerve and it's going to be. I would love it to be AJ Styles turning on Finn Balor.
That would be fun.
That would be a good swerve. I would love to see AJ turn on.
Nobody would expect.
Yep, nobody. But
Makes sense though.
It does make sense.
AJ.
AJ.
That's right. You might have liked me when I came here, and now I don't care about any of you people.
That would be great. That would be great. They takes all the beatings and then joins Edge. It would be perfect. But again, this is
like the gang initiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Sasha and Naomi. I don't know. Like again, I do believe it's a work now. I think in the beginning it was real. Now it's back to, and now I think it's a work because she has a reputation of being a spoiled brat
princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like that when she was around here. She thought she was all that. So.
Yeah, I mean, she had worked out at the school a few times, and she never came off to be like that. But then I heard she was like that up at other certain promotions that I'll keep nameless. But I know people that were in the locker room, and I was like, "Wow, really?"
Well, that's because she got the chaotic head. That's why.
Well,
she's a diva for sure.
She got her nose in the entertainment business too, a little bit too. Like she's been dipping into Hollywood a little bit.
Yeah. And that's where I go with. She should have understood after the first contract, the second contract that she signed, that understanding that if the WWE owns you.
Yeah.
You know,
that's just like if you went to work for Universal and making movies and you know you're part of Marvel, the Marvel universe. You're in the Avengers.
She's part of Disney right now.
Yeah, so they own you. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? They own they copyright your likeness. They copyright everything that has to do with you. You know what I mean? So it's not WWE and Disney and Marvel and whatever are any different than what, any entertainment thing.
Yeah.
You're playing a character. Nobody gets that, all these armchair Booker marks who think that, that wrestling's real and, they should be giving somebody better what he's given. Dude, you're getting paid a lot of money to be a fucking fool on TV.
Yes.
Yep, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? If they were offering me $1 million to wear a dress on TV, I'd be wearing a dress, and my fat ass would be wearing a dress.
I put it this way, and I like exactly how Damian Sandow put it, and I reposted his tweet where it's theater. It's theater
on the head,
And I'll give another point of view. As much as Sasha Banks, Mercedes, whatever her name was when she was from around here, her real name was Mercedes, whatever.
She used her shoot name when she was working down
there. So she never expected that. I guarantee she wanted to be there. She had hope that she would get there. But when she first got to the WWE in developmental, anything of that nature, this girl didn't think she was going to be in Star Wars or any movies like that. And it's very sad that people like that think that they would have gotten that being an indie wrestler for Chaotic.
Well,
Vince gave you that.
I was just going to go there.
This
I was just going to go there.
And like for you to disrespect him, like he ain't it ain't the Attitude Era. It's not like the girl is getting degraded. Like there's no such thing as true degrading things on WWE TV, except a match that you might have to lose to somebody. But it's not like you're going out there and you got to make out with who's the old lady that everybody used to make fun of back in the day?
Mae Young.
Mae Young. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Now that,
you know, and as I sit here sometimes on Facebook and some of the groups that I belong to, and I listen to these people or read what they post, and I'm like, you can't be serious. Like you think that every star, every superstar, or every wrestler that leaves WWE and goes to AEW is going to be a needle mover. Not even close. Keith Lee is stuck in a tag team with Swerve. Keith Lee should be fighting for the heavyweight title. And what really irks me is that they're going to give that title to CM Punk. Okay? Like, I've had enough of CM Punk. Had enough. It was great. He made a comeback after 7 years. Biggest pop in the business, you know, on the same lines as the Warrior Pop. But other than that, nothing. Zero. Crap.
Yeah.
It's every week his ugly face is on TV and he's running his mouth and he thinks he's not what he was in WWE. He's not even close. If he went back to WWE, he'd be bigger now than he was before, because WWE's problem is that they are geared towards the PG the children, the young kids, and he would be the voice of the faceless, and he would be that anarchy character. But other than that, he's a pain in my ass. I can't. He's starting to get on my nerves, like Charlotte Flair gets on my nerves.
Who? Cody Rhodes?
No, CM Punk.
I was gonna say Cody's getting the red carpet treatment big time by the WWE.
You know why he's getting the red carpet treatment by WWE? Because he went out and made himself what he is today on the independent scene and in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Then he had the audacity to start a company to try to compete with WWE and went back to WWE. That's why he's getting the red carpet treatment.
He did his work. Put the work in.
And Cardona's going to get the same treatment.
Oh, yeah, Cardona's next. Absolutely, Cardona's next. If it's not this year, it will be right after WrestleMania, and it will be Cody Rhodes and Cardona feuding for the heavyweight title. Mark my words.
I think you're going to see Cardona come back for, something before WrestleMania.
I think Cardona will be back for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you know that's going to be a huge pop because he is all over the place, and good for him. He did exactly what Drew McIntyre did and what Cody did.
Yeah,
for him. Do you honestly think like these people, like for us when we were training? What was our goal when we were training to get to the WWE?
WWE. I think that you're foolish I think every wrestler that even if they say they don't want to go there, if they could go anywhere, they would say the WWE.
You know, the Young Bucks say, "Oh, I made more money on the independent scene in the New Japan Pro Wrestling than WWE." Okay, you started a company with Cody Rhodes. Okay, now you let Sideshow Bob take over the whole thing. Now what are you? You're nothing.
Dude, I was told when my first couple classes of wrestling, guy pretty known around here, Gary Williams is really known around the independent scene here in Canada. He said, if you're an independent wrestler to make money, there's the door. You leave right now.
Yep. Dude, back in the day when Jay and I first started and we worked shows for Walter, those are paydays. After that, it was $25, $30, $50. Walter used to pay us $150.
$10 a hot dog, a $15 check from Chris Island.
Yep, or a T-shirt from Top Row.
Yeah.
Walter used to pay us $150, and if you were his champion, you got fucking $250.
Walter paid good.
Yep. I was Walter's champion for a year, and every show I was making bank. After that,
So my take on Sasha Banks. I watched the full episode of Monday Night Raw, and it took Tuesday morning when they said, "Oh, Corey Graves called out Sasha Banks," and I never recalled that happening. I was so dumbfounded that I didn't even realize that they had changed the main event to Asuka versus Becky Lynch. The only
I don't
part
even
about that,
recall him calling her out. To be honest with you,
I I scratched my brain, and the only thing I thought of, I was like, why does Becky have to fight for a rematch? And I thought it was awesome how Becky put Oscar over,
yep.
and hopefully Oscar out of this gets rewarded.
Yep.
But
That was a
I
good
think
match
right,
too, by the way. That was a pretty good match.
yeah, I think right now though, I think Bianca Belair is going to be the person for Monday Night Raw.
She wasn't ready when they took the title off of her. She's
Yeah.
ready now. Now
Yes.
she's ready.
She's good for a good reign.
Yeah, she wasn't ready back then. When they brought Becky back and gave Becky the title back, she needed more seasoning. Now she's ready.
I think they have plenty of.
Bianca Belair found the truth that they don't need indie wrestlers anymore. They can create the wrestlers. Bianca Belair is a telltale sign of that.
Yep, very true. She's a creation of the WWE Performance Center.
Yep. So isn't her husband.
Yes, he is. Both former track stars.
They need to go heel. Without a doubt, they need to go heel. I'd love to see them as a heel tag team.
I agree. I could not agree more.
So Roman, the whole Roman Reigns isn't going to be on TV anymore. How's that working? He's been on every SmackDown since it's been announced that he's not on TV anymore. But he hasn't been on house shows.
I told you. I really didn't. I didn't miss him on Monday Night Raw. I didn't miss the belt. They're doing a good enough storyline right now with Cody and
Seth. Yeah.
And Seth. I think that they're doing a good enough storyline with Kevin Owens and Ezekiel.
I love it.
And the girls, the women's division matches haven't been bad. The main event Monday night was an excellent match, and I think the fact that they're doing something with AJ and Finn that, to be quite honest with you, I didn't need some shiny gold belt being waved around.
Nope.
That's just my opinion.
Oh, I agree. I love what they're doing. I love what they're doing with AJ and Finn and Edge and Rhea Ripley and Edge's hair, Rhea Ripley's haircut. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, that's another angle I like. I like the Edge's the whatever they call them, Judgment Day. That's the only name I don't like because it sounds like one of the WWE's pay-per-views they had at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought Monday Night Raw was a really good show. So
Bobby Lashley, that's a cool gimmick. Bobby Lashley going through the cage. That was pretty cool gimmick.
Yes. Yeah, that was another good match.
That was rehashed. Austin did that with the Big Show.
And I believe Bobby Lashley did it one other time.
Yep.
So I think that's the second time Bobby Lashley has gone through a steel cage.
But Mike's right. They definitely got to keep booking Omos to win like he is, because otherwise
They're gonna
it's a done
expose
deal.
him. Yeah, he'll expose him.
Yeah.
He'll be another carrying cross.
Yeah.
Yep.
It made sense. How else could you escape from a 7'2" monster except for the way he did? You know what I mean? Like it made sense.
No, yeah, but nobody should be able to beat that guy one-on-one. I'm sorry. In our reality, and Walter used to book reality. If
That's
it
why I
doesn't
said
make
it made
sense,
sense for him to
don't
go
do
through
it.
the cage like that. That's made sense.
Yep.
Because he shouldn't be able to beat a guy like that.
Nope. I don't give a shit. The only person that should be able to beat him would be the Big Show or Braun Strowman. Other than that, nobody else.
Agreed. Agreed. Are you in agreement that Monday Night Raw was a good show?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And we
Getting
can all
better.
agree that this is a week that, because who's ever doing the writing, I think is doing a good job. Other than the fact that that's another reason why this was one of the strongest writing weeks for the WWE as far as Monday Night Raw goes. We're continuing some good angles and coming up with some really good stuff. I'm trying to wonder how
Well,
Sasha
I said,
and Naomi really, I just don't. I find it really hard to find out where the loose wires in this connection are.
well, I said a long time ago when Cody signed that he was going to end up being a producer of Raw. If you ever kind of notice that some of the stuff they're doing right now is kind of AEW-ish. In the beginning of AEW, some of the storylines, if you really look at it,
That would be really unique, to say the least, if Cody has his hands on the producing of Monday Night Raw.
well, wouldn't it be?
Yep. And also
Moving
knowing that Triple H is back,
Yep.
he's probably helping.
He's back at Raw. He's not even touching NXT right now.
Speaking of NXT, did anybody tune in this week to NXT?
I watched some of it. I watched the Viking Raiders versus the Diamond Mine. That was a good match.
Now, is Todd and Iva, are they back in NXT, or was it just a visit?
Just a visit, I think.
Yeah.
Because they're really not doing nothing on SmackDown. But now that Usos have both titles, you can see them come back and feud with them for a little while.
Oh, so I gotta watch SmackDown then. So RK Bro, did they break up?
No. Nope.
No, they're both technically injured right now.
Oh.
We'll see what happens on Monday, though. You could see the heel turn on Monday. Rumor has it that Riddle is going to be Roman Reigns' next challenger because he threw that knee to the face last week.
So what everybody thought was going to be Drew McIntyre's next chance to...
They shouldn't do Drew McIntyre. It's getting stale. McIntyre needs to go heel again. So I love it when he puts it on mute and he talks to his wife and yells at his kids on live on the air. It's great. Now he's gonna sit and talk on the phone. That's great, right? That's great, Rumble. That's great. Good job. Good TV show.
So,
Good TV
Mike,
show.
what's your thoughts on Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat?
Well, Steamboat backed out, so there is no Ric Flair and Steamboat.
Oh, really? I didn't hear Steamboat backed out.
Yep, he came out.
Yep,
He came out and said he's not wrestling.
Yep, he said
Rick's
that
not
with all
wrestling
due
now?
respect. He said, with all due respect, he loves Ric Flair, but they're just night and day difference, and that he wants people to remember him for when he did his last match with Jericho, and not somebody that says, for my age, I did the best I could.
Flair shouldn't get back in the ring. He's 73?
Oh, not at all. 73.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Well, Bushwhacker wrestling next weekend down the road from me What's he? He must be
Yeah,
70.
but okay. Bushwhacker Luke, Ric Flair.
All right, I get
Exactly.
you. All right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
get you.
Ric Flair should stay retired, remembered for being the dirtiest player in the game, one of the greatest performers to ever lace up a pair of boots.
All right.
Leave it alone. You know,
He doesn't need one more match.
I can see why Bushwhackers are still wrestling because they were a comedy act.
Bushwhackers.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Ric
Jay.
Flair does not need one more match.
Jay, do us a favor. Next time your phone rings, don't sit on camera and talk on the phone. Get off of camera. We're trying to do a professional show here, and you're on the phone talking. What the hell's wrong with you?
I was talking to semi producers on the other line to bring up a special topic.
Yeah, what's the topic?
Nothing. So, yeah, reading that Ric Flair thing, that's been quite interesting. And I'm in 100% agreement with Ricky the Dragon of wanting to be remembered for being the way he's going to be remembered from having that last match with Jericho.
Yep.
I totally understand where he's coming from.
Yep.
Ric Flair there's got to be something wrong with Rick.
Oh, come on, really?
You know,
Where do you want to start? Considering that he's still pounding the booze at 73 years old.
and like he shouldn't be, because all that work that Vince paid to keep him alive, like
Yep. Doesn't care.
he's got problems.
Why do you think AEW won't touch him?
Yeah, they don't want him dying in their ring.
Yep.
I can't believe that they're willing to let him wrestle at this WrestleFest thing, the WrestleCon
Yep.
that's happening in Tennessee the same weekend as
Double or
is
nothing.
SummerSlam or
yeah,
something?
yep, SummerSlam, yes,
Is it SummerSlam? I thought it was Double or Nothing.
yep, SummerSlam.
Yeah, at first, rumor was that Jay Lethal was going to wrestle him.
I saw him training with Jay Lethal. They were training together.
Yeah, okay. No, like he took a suplex and I thought he was going to break himself in half. Like, come on.
I hear you.
I know it's hard to let go because it's hard for me to let go. I don't want to leave the ring just yet, but it is what it is. Like stop. Like you're 73 years old. You're not 55 years old and carrying young kids anymore. Like you can't. He almost died. He shouldn't even be like considering getting in the ring. He almost freaking died a couple years ago. Like he was on his deathbed, and if it wasn't for McMahon paying for all that money to save him, he wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, very disrespectful.
Yep. A lot of the people out there shit all over McMahon and what he does and the way he's running his company, but he's still blowing AEW out of the water. Like they haven't hit 1 million viewers in months.
900,000 last week.
Huh?
What was that?
900,000 last week.
Oh yeah, and Sideshow Bob went on Twitter and was boasting about it.
Oh, we get 900,000.
You're a clown, and that's exactly what I told him. I go, stop being a clown. You're not even close.
Sideshow Bob. I like that nickname for Tony.
Yeah,
Khan.
Am I wrong? Look at his hairdo.
I'm waiting for him to come on and go, whoa!
I'm waiting for Krusty the Clown to come out. What's going on?
There you go.
Well, Krusty the Clown is theoretically right now William Regal.
Yeah, I feel bad for Regal. He's going to end up wrestling again.
Yes, I can see that.
Should have.
They extended Moxley's contract.
They extended Moxley's contract?
Yeah, because he was going to go back to Vince. That's why.
What'd they extend it to?
Another year.
Yeah, I can see him staying there another year.
Well, he kind of wanted to stay because of what he's doing with Regal right now. But if that didn't happen, he was gone. He was going
Well,
back
the
to
thing
Vince.
is, I think right now, I think the WWE only needs to sign 1 to 2 big entities a year.
Yeah.
Because Cody Rhodes just can't fizzle out after 6 months.
No, I don't
You
think
know
he
what I
will.
mean?
I don't think he will either. I think he's going to ride that lightning bolt, and I hope he does get the title and brings back the Winged Eagle.
Yep. Yep.
That would be amazing because he already said that's what he was going to do, and I'm sure it's been talk.
But when does he theoretically bring back the title?
I think he is going to end up either beating Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble, or he's going to beat him at WrestleMania.
So we're talking a good year.
Yep.
Does Cody Rhodes take any sort of loss in this year?
I honestly thought they were going to give him the U.S. title when he was supposed to wrestle Theory for it in 2 weeks ago. But then I'm like, I should know better because they knew that they were going to continue that feud with Rollins.
Yeah.
Does he take a loss? I think he loses at Hell in a Cell. I don't think he goes 3-0 against Rollins. But then again, on the flip side, if he loses this early to Rollins, does it kill his momentum? Does it kind of bury him? I don't know. If they're pushing him to the moon and pushing him to be the one that takes the titles off of Reigns, he can't lose.
He can't lose. Yes.
He cannot lose from here and then. He has to win.
So that's what I was about to say. I don't see him losing. I see people doing good business, old school wise, understanding that they're trying to build like whoever beats Roman Reigns
It's got to be the next man of
has
WWE.
got to be legit. For the simple fact is, what makes Cody so special? If he suffers a loss or two in a calendar year, when
Nothing.
Roman Reigns has
That
basically
lost in 3
years. Yeah, like what does that say about the 3 years that Roman defended the title? What does that say about the WWE stars that he went up against? It says they're a bunch of horse shit.
Right. Everyone thought that when Cena came back that he was going to take the title off of Reigns. I knew that wasn't happening because Cena's not full time anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Would I love to see a Randy Orton Reigns feud? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I honestly think that I believe that Randy Orton's going to turn on Riddle either Monday night or the following week. They'll get a rematch for the titles. They'll lose again, and then he'll turn on them.
So the bloodline has everything.
Yep, they do. Which kind of, I don't know. The way they started off the night of SmackDown is that Reigns said, "If you lose, you're out of the bloodline." So I knew they weren't losing.
Makes sense.
If he didn't say that, then I was strongly opinioning that they were going to drop him to RK Bro because RK Bro is the hottest thing in business besides Reigns in wrestling right now. To be honest with you, everybody loves that gimmick.
So, how do you think they bring Naomi into the bloodline?
I don't know, but this is definitely a avenue to get her in there because
absolutely,
and it's kind of funny how a week prior to all this happening, her husband said that she will be in the bloodline sooner or later. So, like, was that like a give off saying that shit's going down or what? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He came out and said it on Twitter that she was going to be in the bloodline. So I think this is all. I think the whole thing's a setup.
I agree. Do you think eventually they're going to unify the women's titles?
I think they should.
The heavyweight title?
Yeah.
The women's title, yeah.
Yeah, well, she's got to beat Ronda Rousey first, and I don't see Ronda losing until her contract's up with another year and a half.
You think Ronda Rousey's going to be the SmackDown Women's Champion for 2 years?
The reason why she came back is because she said she wants to be the champion, or she wasn't coming back. She would have sat home and got paid.
Wow,
That's what I
for 2
read.
years?
So I don't know. I mean, well, they're kind of like booking old school right now, Jay. They're keeping titles on people for longer than you know what I mean than they did before. Like
Yep.
the only one that lost the U.S. title, which never I don't think he should have lost it. It was Ballard. I think they should have gave him a run with it. But Ricochet's had it for what 6 months now.
Yes. But the credibility of Ricochet's title run has been kind of when you don't let him defend the top. Like I'm still one of them guys that
No, I agree with that.
I'm miffed on the fact that you don't let your 2 mid-card titles be defended in any way, shape, or form at WrestleMania.
Well, they put all their eggs in one basket with Brock and Reigns.
Yep.
I mean, the match didn't disappoint. I thought it was a good match, but I think they overhyped it. To be honest with you, it was the whole leading up to WrestleMania. That's all they really focused on was Reigns and Brock Lesnar. They didn't really focus on anybody else. I mean, they threw bones to people, but I mean, what made WrestleMania for me was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match and Cody Rhodes being Seth Rollins' opponent.
What's up with Brock Lesnar? What is?
I just read he's taking a break. He'll be back soon.
Yeah.
But what are they going to do with him? You can't just have him go out and wrestle. That's not what they built him to be.
Yes.
They built him to be a champion and have a belt at all times. So what do you do with him? You redo that feud.
And him and Roman Reigns have been done already. So yeah.
Yeah. So
the feud with Roman Reigns has been done.
You rewind the feud with So what do you do with him? Like, what can you do with him?
You let him sit home for over a year, and wow.
You let him sit home for over a year. After Rhodes wins the title, he comes back as a heel. With Paul Heyman. That's what you do.
And he goes after Cody. I can see that happen. That would be kind of cool.
There's nothing else you can do with him. You know what I mean? Because he's built him up. He's built him and built himself that way. And the WWE has basically ruined him, because what else can you do with him?
He couldn't even go anyplace else because of that.
No, he couldn't even go to AEW at all.
Well, number one, they couldn't afford him.
Right, but even if they did bring him in, you'd have to give him the title right away.
Yeah. Or he goes out there and he just destroys things for the continuation of 2 hours.
Right, but if you send him out there to beat people up, right?
Yeah.
Like he's been doing, like he's done in the past, what's the end game? You give him a title.
Yes.
He's so pissed off and he wants his title back, you give it to him.
At some point in time, if he went to AEW, if it was 6 months, he'd eventually end up with the title because he'd be causing destruction and mayhem. But he would need somebody to talk for him. Who does he get?
And the problem
no, he doesn't, Jay. Dude, this latest run of Brock, I loved. He talked for himself, and it was great.
Yeah, I liked it too.
He doesn't need anybody to talk for him.
Okay.
I mean,
the bigger problem is you put the belt on him in AEW. Who's going to take it from him in AEW?
Nobody. Not
one person.
Certainly not Hangman Page that they buried on Wednesday night because they let whoever he wrestled take him to the limit.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't watch Dynamite this week.
If Brock was smart enough, it doesn't matter how many money they gave him. He wouldn't go to AEW. He wouldn't go. Doesn't matter how much they gave him. He shouldn't go.
But he's a lifer. He's a WWE lifer.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain guys that I would never expect to see in AEW. He's one of them. Reigns is one of them. Seth Rollins is one of them.
Orton's one.
Orton's not going anywhere. He's been there 20 years. He started with them. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Riddle's another one. Like you could just tell there's certain guys that would like Mustafa Ali. He'll definitely go to AEW when his contract's up, guarantee it. But he's just gonna get lost in the shuffle like everybody else has.
That's the way the promotion is. You really can't. That's one of the reasons why I think it was a good idea for Moxley to re-sign for a year, because I believe right now the main focus is going to be Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So why would you want to get mixed into that shuffle?
Right. So we all know Robo, right, Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay. So he just signed full time at AEW. I was talking to him at the last APW show. I said, when are you going to be on TV? He goes, honestly, I have no idea because they have so many people and they don't know what to do. He said the mayhem backstage is incredible because it's one person writing everything. Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, that's the same thing one of Mario Mancini's guys said, because he does some stuff with AEW too. He said the same thing. He goes, the locker room is so crowded. He goes, you don't know whether you're coming or going. He goes, you're told to be to the arena, and sometimes you're there going, what am I here for?
Right. And you can only put so many matches on AEW Dark and so many matches on what the other show they have. And they need to get rid of Rampage because it's taking 250,000 viewers. And they were on at 5:30 in the afternoon, and they still blew it.
What was that one?
250 viewers for Rampage.
For Rampage? Oh, my God.
Yep. And then Daniel Bryan got hurt.
Who got hurt?
Bryan
Danielson walking to the ring.
Oh, yeah, I seen that when it went off the air. He got hurt. His foot got caught between the rampway.
Yep.
Ow.
Shitty builders.
Yeah.
It's online. It's online. If you go to Dirt Sheet Radio, they have it. They have the pictures and everything.
So AEW's downfall is going to be Tony Khan. If he doesn't give up the reins and hire writers, they're done.
Somebody commented the other day, I can't remember who it was, that no matter what they do, they don't feel that it can be resurrected. And that was exactly what I said right there. I said, if Tony Khan releases the power and puts people in there that know what they're doing, it can be resurrected. But
yeah, I agree.
He's got to do it. He's got to do it now, though.
Yeah, and he won't because he thinks he knows what he's doing. He thinks that him making a special announcement every week is going to get him viewers. Yeah, but because everyone's expecting the Fiend to show up or Braun Strowman. Bray Wyatt's not going to AEW. First of all, they won't pay him what he wants.
No,
they will not pay him what he wants. And if they do pay him what he wants, he has to be on top for a Roman Reigns run.
So why is Braun Strowman good news?
He's not.
Exactly. There you go.
But everybody thinks that he's going to end up showing up there.
Oh,
what the hell's up with his new gimmick he's got going on? Like the Joker crap.
The what?
The what?
He's got his. You haven't seen pictures of him recently and how he's dressing?
No.
Yeah, recently he's been doing this new gimmick where he's like the Joker, but he's what the hell is his name? The version
he's
of
a
it.
clown. He's a clown then.
Right, but he's doing what was the last Joker? Who did the last Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes, he's doing like the Joaquin Phoenix, Heath Ledger combination of the Joker.
Okay.
Well, don't insult Heath Ledger's Joker like that. I'll have to slap you because that was the best Joker.
I have not seen his new gimmick.
Yeah, he's got the center of his head shaved out and the puffy sides, kind of like Krusty the Clown.
Whoa.
Interesting.
They're taking that. Control your narrative. The shit. Nia Jackson and Lana will be on that, or wrestling on that. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that they re-signed Miro for another 3 years and you haven't fucking seen him on TV.
Yeah.
Period.
What's up? Do you think they'll sign Lana?
No, they would have signed her a long time ago if that was the case.
Who?
AEW.
AEW.
Well, according to her, they did ask her shortly after she left WWE, but she's got too many other irons in the fire right now.
Like
I wonder what them irons are. Porn?
She's been doing a lot of acting. She's got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of independent films and stuff like that she's been doing.
Yeah, she's
Good
stay
for
out of
her.
the business. Yeah, because in the ring she's the shits.
That she is.
Oh, absolutely, and she agrees with that. She's already said that herself, that she wasn't ready to be in the ring when WWE wanted her to go into the ring.
I don't know. I just, I get WWE. I understand. I get where Forbes coming from. You know what I mean? I get it, but it is what it is. People are bitching about they changed LA Knight's name again.
What?
It's Max Dupree. That's his name now.
Dupree.
There you go. Yeah.
And what program is he on now?
SmackDown.
Max
He's a
Dupree.
manager.
Yeah.
He's a manager.
Again, here's a guy who's 40 years old. He's great on the stick. And he's getting paid very well to be a manager.
Oh, LA Knight?
Yeah, I don't understand where people have to bitch. Just go with it. If he ain't out there on Twitter saying he hates his job, shut the fuck up.
All right. The only problem I have with him is his gimmick is a rehash of the model Rick Martel.
Obviously. But in a different spin. I don't think he's going to wrestle. I think he's just going to be the owner of the model agency.
Right.
And who's going to be?
Your boy Mansoor is going to be in it.
Oh, great.
And then Mace is another one.
That's set up for fail right there now that Mace is in it.
So I play. So everybody knows I play video games, right?
Yep.
And I have WWE 2K22. I have it. So they released a DC package, and instead of Dijak being T-Bar, he's Dijak in the video game.
Oh. Where is Dijak right now?
He's on Raw. He's still doing the T-Bar gimmick, but I think that's going to change soon.
The teabag gimmick.
If they should just let him be Dijak, and
Teabag.
The kid can work. For his size, the kid can move.
I never said he couldn't. Great athlete.
I've been in the ring with him. I worked him a couple times. He's
Great kid.
amazing. Yeah. And he gets it. He was probably one of the only kids of the new generation that got it. Do you know what I mean? That's why
I know how much you hate Mike Hollow, but I'm gonna give Mike Hollow the credit to a certain extent of smartening him up to the business.
He didn't smarten him up to the business. Brian Fury did.
Well, he worked with Hollow. He worked with Fury.
He did not work with Hollow at all. I can guarantee that.
He worked with Hollow at Bo's school at least a half a dozen times.
Well, okay.
At least. I was there to witness a few times.
Okay. I stand corrected.
Because remember, Mike Hollow was doing things with Bo for about a 2 to 3 year span.
Mike Hollow's up to his old tricks again.
Yeah, what's he working at a new school now?
He was at Next Generation Wrestling. Right?
Yes.
Fucked, but and again, I don't wish bad luck and people getting screwed over. But this kid deserved it. So now he's going with Scott Reed, who's opening a new school, and he's promising Scott Reed that John Laurinaitis is going to come to the school and look at indie talent. Does anybody understand that WWE wants nothing to do with independent wrestlers? Zero. None. Zero.
Bad habits.
Huh?
Too many bad habits.
Yes.
Well, again, So I have a student that I trained. Uh, his new name is Cassius Hall, right? That kid's got all the tools to make it in AEW. Guarantee it. He's an independent wrestler, but he can work. Going to WWE, he ain't going anywhere if he's trying to get to WWE because they're not
Yeah.
taking they're not signing independent wrestlers anymore. The last person to get signed as an independent wrestler was Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
And you can absolutely tell that they broke him down and retrained him 100%.
Oh yeah. Money talks.
He's got Shawn Michaels all over him.
Money talks. It just does the person listen.
Nope. So a lot of people don't. A lot of people, and again, I am that old school professional wrestler. That's what I consider myself. You as well, Jay. You too, Mickey Biggs and Pelly. We're all from that old school era, and I get it. I get people want to see professional wrestling, but WWE's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Professional wrestling has always been to a sort of extent, even if there wasn't theater acting, there's been theater within the ring.
We've
by
always
telling
been
the story.
Yeah, right. We've always told a story. I mean, Walter and Mike Howell used to burn that into our heads. Your body is telling a story. You're telling a story. You're telling a story. You're telling a story. That.
If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. We are glorified stuntmen.
Exactly.
Yep.
I agree with that.
To a certain extent, stuntmen that have to do, actors that do their own stunts. And that's why I believe when you hear a guy that you're like, his facials were awesome. The way he sold that punch was awesome. The way he threw that punch was awesome. Like, yeah, I think it's all hand in hand.
So are the Celtics losing?
Yeah.
It's like it reminds me of DDP a few years back. He was talking about something, and he was saying how he went to talk with some producer about doing something, and they told him that he when he was first breaking into acting, and they told him that he would never make it. He's like, I disagree. He's like, I know what it took to get me here the first time. He goes, and I know what it's going to take to get me there again. He goes, because he goes, when you go to school to be an actor, he goes, because I'm a wrestler. He says, we're all actors. So,
yep.
I agree with that. We're all actors of a sort.
Yep. That is the cut. That's the cut and dry.
The only difference between us and Hollywood is we can't join SAG.
I be honest, I'm glad we don't, because you as I learned from doing the extra acting, and Bo Douglas, if he was ever out there, could attest to, getting SAG just means you had to pay dues. And sometimes once you became SAG, the extra parts that you got were few and far, because the non-union people were cheaper to pay than the SAG unionized.
I've done a bunch of commercials because of Ox Baker without joining SAG or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've done a Subway commercial. I did an American Airlines commercial. I did a Skittles commercial, all because of Ox.
We was in the game plan. Myself, Bo, another friend of ours.
The game plan. Which one was that?
With The Rock.
Okay.
I broke kayfabe. I started talking to him in Connie. And then the next 2 days later, Tony Atlas by coincidence calls me. We're at a movie break, and I tell Tony Atlas where I am. I'm like, Tony, I don't know. They might kick me up again. He goes, you tell them his uncle is on the phone. And I had to hold it up. I go, yo, Rock, Tony Atlas is on my phone right now. He demands to talk to you. Bring me your phone. And I went over. Yeah, these producers and stuff hated me. They're like, Why is this $1 million guy talking to the lowly non-unionized worker? And he just had to explain that he knew me.
So, funny story about extras. Remember the movie Rudy?
Yes.
So Dan Severn and Al Snow were in that. They were
Oh
extras.
wow.
On the football team.
Yep.
And I remember doing an interview with Dan years ago, and he was telling me about it. He's actually got a chapter in his book that he's writing where he talks about it. There's one scene where they were filming, and he came across and he hit Al Snow so hard that pretty near. I mean, everybody thought that they ripped his head right off his shoulders. And they go over there like, "Are you okay? You okay?" Dan goes, "I went over there and looked." He goes, and Al's inside his helmet laughing hysterically. He goes, and nobody could figure out, how he took that giant bump and survived it. He's asleep over there.
Oh, rock-a-bye Pelly on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
I've been up since
Well, buddy,
4:30, bro. Stop it.
We'll wrap things up right here. Hopefully, we'll have something interesting to talk about. Obviously, we'll be. I'm going to focus this week on trying to make sure my WWE game is up to par next week. I think I need to watch a little SmackDown in order to be
get with
totally
the program. You're the host of the show. You don't even know what the hell's going on.
I thought
I'm the producer. I don't even know what's going on.
I talked a good game on Monday Night Raw. I told you I watched the whole thing. I thought everything was entertaining. I basically broke down everything that I could remember that was on there. You had Cody Rollins in the interview. You kicked it. You know what I mean? You had the formation of Liv Morgan along with Finn Balor and AJ. I'm
surprised. I'm kind of surprised at that. I thought they were going to bring Bayley in for that.
Yeah,
but good for Liv Morgan. She deserves a little bit of a push.
So I mean, like I said, that's the one thing I said to you is that because of how strong that writing was, no gold belt was needed.
Nope.
Right.
You know.
See, I've got an excuse. I don't have cable, so.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Dude, I spend on average 135 hours every 2 weeks in the studio recording shit. I don't have time to watch TV.
Okay, Forbesy. So you got shit internet too, right?
You have internet, obviously.
Just internet, that's it.
So you don't have a streaming outlet?
Oh, I've got a bunch of streaming outlets, yeah.
Yeah. None of which has USA or Fox on it?
Nope.
I'll have to hook you up with Pappy's TV. For as low as $15 a month, it can bring you up to 3,000 channels or more.
Let me know. I'll do that.
I will.
A wrestling talk show just turned into an infomercial for illegal TV. It's great.
It's theoretically legal because he has a Facebook. There's a Facebook that provides it, and I don't. I'm just saying.
You've been running this gimmick for 20 years, dude. First, it was the direct TV cards that you had.
I had the black box as well before the direct TV cards too.
So the direct TV cards, we'd be watching.
I remember the black boxes.
We'd be watching a football game or something. The next thing you know, the card gets zapped. Wait a minute, guys, switch cards. Puts a new card in. Back to watching a freaking football game. It was great. It was great. Now we're running infomercials for more illegal TV.
Pappy's TV is 100% legal. Just visit Pappy. I'll hook you up, Mickey Biggs. I'll shoot you a forward tomorrow for my friend. Pappy's TV through Facebook. You look it through. And he usually gives a 24 to 48 hour free sample of what he does. And he always tries to upsell you. I have a package that's $40 a month because I'm able to stream it on 3 different TVs. I have a backup server in case the main server is down. I have access to a VOD and access to another VOD.
I'm
Then the
waiting for
VODs have over
the
10
1-800 number to screw across the
and
screen.
the VODs have over 10,000 movies and series on them. I
Right
paid 30
now,
I paid $35 a month,
this is Jason
and
Rumble for
it's
Pappy's
really worth
TV.
it. This is Jason Rumble for Pappy's TV, and I'm a proud user for
And
now
I
going
endorse
on
it.
3 years, and I highly endorse this product.
Yeah, all you gotta do is put the 1-800 illegal TV number across the screen. You'll be good.
1-800-RUMBLE.
If you're listening online right now in any way, shape, or form, whether it's live and or recorded,
Here we go.
Pappy's TV on Facebook.
Jay,
Tell them I sent you.
I think I need to do a commercial spot for the show for that.
Okay, cool.
Oh my! Don't encourage him. What's wrong with you?
I mean, like, we have to take a brief commercial break, and I can do that. I'm glad you said that. I'd love to put that in.
God.
Pappy's TV.
Good
Research
job.
it on Facebook. It's a
Mickey
guy, and it looks like the roundness of the Looney Tunes thing, but it's a guy sitting in a chair, old man sitting in a chair, and that's obviously Pappy. It says Pappy's TV.
That's cool.
I can't.
Well, make sure you send me the forward. I'll take a look at it.
All right,
maybe
cool.
Maybe you should send it to Forbes so you can get good internet, so I can stay out. You can stay out. So
it won't work if you have shitty internet.
No, I have good internet. That I don't have to worry about.
And if you own a VPN, that's even better.
I don't own the VPN, but I have access to one.
If you have access to VPN, that's a good thing too.
Oh my God. Nothing's changed 20 fucking years later, and he's still stealing TV. Great. I love it.
Don't steal shit. I'm paying for the
No,
internet.
you're such a liar.
I've got $5,000. I've got $5,000 worth of recording equipment in my office right here.
All right, boys. All right, boys. So I hope next week we'll have a lot to talk about.
I'm going to be at the wrestling show next week.
Oh, well, good. What are you doing there?
Go ahead.
Selling books. I'm selling my books.
Selling your book.
What day's your wrestling
You've now
show
become a...
Friday and Saturday. There's 2 of them.
Okay.
Oh, good for you. Like, you're a star now. You're like going to WrestleCon. Hey, look at Sidewalk Sam is signing his book at the back of the arena. Also, his 8x10s.
So I have a special request. Considering next weekend is Memorial Day weekend,
Yeah.
Can we go on Friday?
See, if we must, yes.
Well, I'm just asking because I don't know what I'll be doing. I could be on 2 wheels that whole weekend, and that would be great.
How about this? For Memorial Day weekend, why don't we do it on a Thursday night?
Okay, but it's got to be before 9 because if it's after 9 o'clock, I can't do it because I'm in
8:30 Thursday night. Maybe 8. It could be a chance 8 o'clock, but by 8:30 we'll do Thursday night. That way, everybody's got a nice long weekend.
Thursday night I'll be on, but I'll be on late then.
That's as long as you're there. That is a great thing. I wish Forbes could have been in. I wish that the Gazoo could have been in. Would have loved to have heard his 2 cents because he's one of the ones that felt like me when it came to Sasha Banks.
Right, but he also posted that he agrees that it's possibly a work.
Yes, and I posted that I thought it was a work too.
Yeah. Again, I mean,
you were the first one actually.
Yeah, I do believe probably in the beginning it was real, and they're running with it.
Exactly
because it picked up some good heat right out the gate.
Yep.
Run with reality. Reality still sells, baby.
Listen, NWO did it. That's how they became what they were.
Yes, sir.
Reality-based storyline. So
yes, sir.
Exactly.
All right, fellas. Want to thank everybody out there in Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and coming soon to Spotify and a lot of the other podcasting networks. Mr.
Take
Adam
that
Jack
book
Kelly.
and shove it.
It will be on sale next week at, where will you be there, Adam Pelly, where you'll be selling that book live?
Spryfield Lions Ring Friday night with Luke Gallows headlining with Chris Masters, Bushwhacker Luke. Saturday night, Mick Foley will be in town. The Spryfield Lions Drink in Halifax, 7 p.m.
You'll be sitting at the same table with Mick Foley as Mick Foley is selling his book. If you can get Mick Foley to sell your book, you need to ask him if he'll do one solid for you. Have somebody grab a camera and just have Mick Foley go
promo your book.
And then I want him to say, "This is Mick Foley with Sidewalk Sam, and you're watching the Gorilla Position Network." Bang, bang! If you can get him to cut us a promo, or any one of them, that would be awesome. All of them, that would be awesome.
Not a problem.
We'll make you the host of the.
I'll make you the host for a week.
All right. I plan on. When I was really sick, like when I first got ill, like I was really having a hard time. My mom bought me Mick Foley's book, and it was the only thing that kept me sane for a couple days. So I want to my books just to show gratitude for the thanks for like his book helped me out. So I'm going to give him a book. Hopefully he'll like it, and we'll shoot the promo.
That would be awesome, buddy. Tell him you do a wrestling podcast. You can't tell him it's called Shoot the Shit Saturday Night, but he might actually say that.
The Gorilla Position.
Yeah, that's
inside
right.
the Gorilla Position.
That's right. You're watching Inside the Gorilla Position with Mick Foley. Bang, bang. Oh, and Sidewalk Sam.
Yeah, I'll send it to Mickey.
This is Dude Love.
Hey, Rumble. After we go off the air, don't take off just yet. I got to ask you a question.
No problem, buddy. All right, everyone. We'll see you next Thursday night for a special Thursday night throwdown on Inside the Gorilla Position. I'm the host, the Boston Bad Boy Jason Rumble, along with the APOC, Sidewalk Sam, and my producer, Mr. Mickey Biggs. We'll see you all next week.
Hard on the street as kids, so never